Season 3 of Chefs and Deliciousness starts right now. Woo! And we're back for another edition of Trey's Chow Down Live, and I got Leo here. Leo, what's going on, buddy?
What's up, Trey? How you doing, man?
Pitmaster Barrel and Bones.
Yes, sir.
You're in both places. You're on the rig and the brick and mortar, correct?
Yeah, brick and mortar. I'm the culinary director, the Pitmaster, and we have the rig and. Yeah, I
like
the stores. Yeah,
cool. All right, well, we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on, and these came out. They come out every year, but I don't know if y'all have ever had these. You ever had these, Leo? The old taco flavor.
I think I had them back in the day.
Yeah, So bring them out one time a year, and they're out right now. If you've never tried them, you ought to try them. I love them. I think they're delicious. The reason I haven't opened these is because I can't quit eating them. I'll eat the whole bag in like 5 minutes. So they're going to be all broken now. I just dropped them.
Yeah.
But, okay, so our worldwide show dropped last Monday for our first show. We have a new worldwide show where we are talking to chefs all over the world. Our first chef was Derek Upton from Arizona, and he's been doing it for a decade now, but he's one of the chefs on Food Network and now the Discovery Channel. He cooks with cannabis.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. It was very interesting. I mean, I could have talked to that guy for 2 hours. He was so intelligent about the chemistry and how it works, and it was crazy.
Yeah, I watched it. It was great. Yeah.
Did you watch the whole thing?
Yeah, I watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always wondered about that too. So that's crazy.
You know, that stuff. That's like, you can't get that stuff in culinary school. You got to go out. You got to do it. You got to play with all the profiles and stuff. And I just think that's really cool. The show was fantastic, actually.
Yeah,
it was good. So we got Easter weekend coming up. I did not do a best restaurants for Easter weekend this year because I didn't figure out who was going to be open. I didn't have time. We were so busy doing other stuff after COVID, getting all the restaurants open and trying to get around and visit with people, that I just didn't do it this year. But if you go to my Trey's Chow Down, if you go to the Facebook or the Instagram for the last month, I've been putting a lot of good restaurants, and they're all going to be open for Easter. So check that out. Went to last weekend. We flew out to Florida for 3 days to go to John Teazor's new Knife and Spoon at the Ritz, and it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in Florida a lot. 8-10 times a year. I eat all over Florida. I have a page now, a coastal page for Florida.
Really?
And there's nothing even close to it.
He's in Orlando, right?
He's in Orlando.
Oh, yeah,
there was nothing even close to it.
Wow.
It was insane. It was insane.
I've been keeping up with him. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
He brought me a 90-day dry foie gras that was just rich and it was unbelievable.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was neat.
I love foie gras.
And the next one we're doing next month is his new Outer Reef in Laguna Beach. His fourth restaurant's open up. So
I wasn't aware of that one.
Yeah, been building out for a year and a half.
Really?
On the cliffs in Laguna, yeah. Wow. I lived in Laguna for 10 years. It's beautiful. I mean, absolutely gorgeous out there.
I love California.
Yeah, he's got a good deal with Marriott.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Marriott owns the Ritz too, so yeah. And our best barbecue list comes out. We're filming. It's Fox. The Fox Network has sponsored it this year. Last year was ABC, and we're gonna shoot the. They're going to shoot the part of it for next week, either live or something with Brandon Todd over at Fox Network. But we spent 15 months, made almost 200 visits to barbecue joints all over Texas. And this time, just because I have so many followers now that are in Austin and San Antonio and Oklahoma City and all over the place, I decided to go ahead and do one for the host for a travel one too. So we've got the best barbecue joints all over North Texas, Southern Oklahoma, and then Houston region, San Antonio, Austin, and Waco. So it's just going to be phenomenal. It's a great list.
That's great, man. That's a little bit more variety, which is really nice.
Yeah, yeah. And what I did was I broke it down by region because there's so many people that aren't going to leave there. So so I broke it down by what I thought was the best in Houston, what I thought was the best in Austin, what I thought was the best in Waco, and so on and so on.
Awesome.
Yeah, it worked out well.
And a lot of people tour Texas just for that. So.
Oh, crazy. Yeah. I mean, I'm the only one that responds to people on my Facebook. I do all myself, and I see so many people that are traveling now. I mean, if you look at my social media breakdown, I've got 10% in San Antonio, 5 or 8% in Austin, 7% in Waco. It's just crazy. So, and they just come from all over because they like food. Yeah. And a lot of people will travel, but they'll travel through Texas, which is just a quick jaunt for them for the weekend or something. Mm-hmm. So it works out well that way.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it.
We don't have anything like that we can just jump to.
Yeah,
we have Oklahoma.
Yeah, that's right. They got that new restaurant up there in Oklahoma, Fat Tab's Barbecue, and it is unreal. He worked with Emeril Lagasse.
Really?
And he went to culinary school, worked for Emeril Lagasse in Nala, and then he's been on Chopped, One Chopped.
Wow.
Then he was on this fried show, won that, and he went back to Idabel and opened up. When COVID hit, he couldn't work in New Orleans, and so he decided, well, I'm going to take a leap. And his food is just
in Oklahoma.
Ridiculous.
Interesting.
Yeah, in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And he's stacking them up. He sells out every day before he can get started.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're the only one.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really good though.
Honestly,
yeah.
I'd love to try it. It sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's good. All right, so let's get with you, Leo.
All
right, buddy. So you're from here, correct?
I wish. I'm 20 years here now. Yeah.
20 years. Okay. Where are you from originally?
Originally, I'm from New York City.
Oh, wow.
Queens, New York. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty sad.
I'm
proud to be a New Yorker.
Yeah,
I got to tell you, it's very. There's a lot of variety in New York, so I had a lot of different cuisines that I could choose from.
Yeah.
And, street food, especially.
Yeah.
So
right.
Yeah, so barbecue naturally was one of the things that I fell in love with, and not because I knew it there, but because it was a mystery. So when I got here, it was like, okay, I'm going to go find barbecue. I think everybody does.
Yeah.
Everybody from any other state says, I got to go find barbecue. And
I think it's quickly becoming one of the biggest food groups in the nation. I think for the last decade, the last 5 years for sure, but it's because of social media and Food Network and, everybody putting their culinary, because a lot of guys that were chefs are coming into it and putting the culinary expertise to it. And there's a lot of cool things come out of it.
I agree. I mean, I will say that I did my apprenticeship at Disney in the 90s and in the culinary school.
At Disney?
At Disney, yeah, Walt Disney World. So it was at Epcot, and it was fun. But taking that spin and you have to relearn cooking when it comes to barbecue, because there's things that it's just, you just can't do it. I mean, it's cool to know some of those things, but then barbecue's totally different.
How long were you at Disney?
3.5 years, just normal. I went to my apprenticeship school, and then I was gone. So I left there. 3
years is a long time at Disney. Don't you you do a lot of work down there?
Yeah, it's fun.
You cook a lot of different stuff, don't you?
So it started out with apprenticeship was a lot of catering. Disney does a lot of catering.
Yeah.
So a lot of catering and a lot of prepping and a lot of learning, and then slowly went to work at different venues. I was primarily at Epcot, so I got to work at different countries. But
cool, yeah. So you did different genres of food, which is neat. Yeah,
I did. I got to learn a lot. Yeah. I mean, I worked with some really cool chefs. The experience is something I could never. I mean, I can't explain it. Like, honestly, if it wasn't for the way Disney taught, not just food, I'm talking about the all-around experience. Like, you take care of the guest from the moment they walk in. I mean, it's the best training you could ever have. It really is.
Well, they're guest-driven.
Very guest.
They have to be at those prices.
Oh, and they're outrageous now.
Yeah, I know. They're also an experience-driven, I've been there quite a bit to Disney, both, and it's all about experience. And and you have to give that to them when people come there, and that's good. You learn that.
Yeah, I mean, they're serious about it. So, but I will say though, it was also a great opportunity to learn how the companies should treat some people. Back then, it was a little different. I mean, I don't know how it is today, but I'll tell you, back then it was like orientation. You go through, you knew what you were getting. You got to check every week. You get this. Everything was done. You know, so it was cool.
Oh, Walt knew what he was doing.
Yeah, back in the day. Huh?
They did. So you were at Epcot. So how many different ethnic groups did you cook for? I mean, food styles and regions did you cook for?
So I did the coral reef, which was the seafood.
Right.
I did Mexico,
right.
obviously. So Italy and Japan. So mostly just some of the regions that I worked in, it was more or less learning the techniques.
Sure.
And you were there for like 6 months maybe, and then you get transferred over to somewhere else. So.
That's neat. I've been to a couple of those. I've been to Epcot in probably 25 years, but I was out there during maybe when were you there?
95.
I think I was out there. Yeah. And then before that too. Yeah.
Coral Reef was amazing. That was. Did you eat there? It's like
I don't.
Huge fish tank aquarium. Like
yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I almost feel like you could just go in and pick your own food, right?
Well, that's the experience they want you to have, right?
Yeah. I don't know if you're getting it, but
yeah. So you moved here. When did you move here? You moved here 20-something years ago. 2002.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
2002. So that'll be, like I said, roughly 20 years.
And you started. When did you figure out you wanted to do barbecue?
So when I moved here, I literally went first place I went to was a little red barn in Louisville.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you've ever been there, but right off of 35 and 35 and whatever that street is. I think it's Fox. It was a little red barn, and I was expecting prime, amazing barbecue. I can say this because they're not there anymore, so I'm not bad-mouthing anybody, but it definitely was not the experience I was looking for. And, you know, I learned a lot along the way as I was going through. I have a little bit more of a fine dining background. You know, I was at Nick and Sam's for a bit in Dallas, and I wanted something that was just going to blow my mind. And so little by little, I learned and had chopped brisket. I thought that was it.
Oh,
in the early 2000s, I was like, oh man, chopped brisket's going to be awesome.
That was popular. Huh? You know, that was popular because everybody could hide. Everybody could hide it. You could hide it. Yeah. Mixing stuff up in there and make it taste good.
Oh yeah, I learned a lot. And you know, the good thing about it is that you know now, and you kind of, I can appreciate it coming back from that, saying, okay, well, somebody coming to my restaurant and saying, I want chopped brisket. I'm not going to look at them and say like, that's not the best. Like I take the opportunity to say, you know what? I'd love to chop some brisket up for you. Let me throw in a piece of some sliced, a little bit of moist, a little bit of, however you like it. You know, tell me why do you want it chopped, and we can go a different route. And by the time we're done sitting down, they're having pork belly burn ends. So I'm not worried about it. Yeah,
because sometimes people that's all I know.
Yeah, and that's okay.
Yeah,
that's all right. I'm not, like I said, I'm not mad. I'm more mad at myself for not trying sliced brisket a lot earlier.
Well, you know, you said something kind of funny. You said bad experience, but realistically, when you're learning, for me, I never had a bad experience. I had experiences, but I just learned from all of them. Yeah. So you had a bad experience, maybe not to cook, but maybe the operation or something. But for me, I learned from all my experiences. But better or worse, I still learn from.
Yeah, them. You're right. I mean, that's the only you can make a mistake, and it doesn't matter if you're going out selecting food or making it. Yeah, but you should only make that one once. And then that's right. You know, because it should help you improve. And you know, I really do believe that. Like with whether it's my kids or whether it's cooking. I mean, we make that mistake, we're going to learn, then we're going to move on.
If you make it 4 or 5 times, something's wrong.
Something's wrong.
Either here or you just don't care.
Yeah. Well, that's the truth. And then, you know, it's unfortunate, but yeah, that's the truth.
So how'd you find the Little Red Barn?
So it was
I like that name.
It's what I don't know if that's the name that it was called, but so, you know, you drive in and the first, you know, I moved to Louisville and I thought that was Dallas. Very incorrect. But, I saw this red barn off the highway, and it said barbecue, and I was excited. I was excited because it looked like a barn. Yeah. I was like, oh, it's a barn in Texas. It's gonna have great barbecue. Yeah. And no, so don't beat that dead horse.
So where'd you go after you left the red barn?
For barbecue? Yeah. So my next experience that I can recall and really having, and to this day, I think the guy still works there, was Baker's Ribs.
Oh yeah, there was a pig. With the pig on them. Yeah.
Yeah. So I went there and again went with the chopped brisket and they kept trying to sell me the slice, and I was like no, but I loved their food then, and I was like, this is great.
They have some. I mean, some of them. It's good barbecue. I mean, it's not like Texas crap barbecue, but it's good barbecue.
It's good barbecue.
And the few times I've been, they've had some really delicious desserts like pies.
Oh, I mean, the fried pies. Yeah. Those are great. Yeah. Yeah, the chocolate fried pie. Yeah. Oh no, I'm kidding. So I have a little bit of a sweet tooth.
Yeah. I know, because we're gonna show a video later on. So you went to Baker's and then.
So my next trip was to Austin, and
Barbecue Central at one time.
Well, this was 2000. I want to say it was 2006.
Okay.
We went. It was 6 or 7.
It wasn't hot down there at that time.
We went to Salt Lake.
Oh yeah.
So this was before they had the tour buses and the Six Flags parking lot. Yeah. It was just the one little, and so that opened my eyes a little bit. I was like, wow, this is really good. You know, this is really good food, and it was an open pit. So it wasn't like, you know, they didn't have smokers. They had an open pit style, and I was like, okay, this is kind of what I would envision as Texas barbecue being.
They do a great presentation at Salt Lake.
They do, and their sauces are good.
And their social media marketing is fantastic.
Yeah,
but you know, it's all about presentation and how it looks and what people see when they come in the door, and that's hard to beat.
Yeah. I mean,
your mouth's watering before you get to the table.
I mean, you think barbecue when you're driving through the sticks to get there. You know? So it's kind of it's cool. I mean, and I haven't been in a long time, so but. From my memory of it, that's still great. You know?
It's still one of my favorite names because I'm in the cattle business. So Salt Lake, but people don't know what a Salt Lake is. But you know that's what they lick on. That's what cows lick on. And Every time I pick one up, I think about it. It's a great name.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it definitely left memories in my mind, so that's a good thing, right? I was back that year like 4 times. So
oh wow, okay.
So yeah, I made specific trips just for that. So, but then I went to other places. I went to like Country Tavern and had their ribs. Their ribs are they're incredible. I mean, they were good. I think that's all they sold, if I'm not mistaken. Country Tavern in right out in Kilgore, I think.
I hadn't been there.
Oh yeah, so their sauce is just amazing. I think it's a pretty simple sauce. You can find a recipe online, but I don't know what they do. It's really, really good.
Put some little voodoo on it.
Listen, my grandmother says it doesn't matter what recipe you have.
Right.
It's the person's hand.
That's
that makes
right.
it. And I'm translating loosely because my grandmother's Colombian, so she didn't say it in English. But
well, no, but I bet she'd be fun to talk. She's still.
No, she's not around anymore.
Okay, well, I bet she'd been fun to talk to because they always have lots of stories.
She was amazing. She taught me how to make empanadas. I mean, just traditional Colombian dishes that I swore were the hardest things to make when I was a kid. And then when I grew up, I'm like, no, I got it.
Boy, empanadas, they've come on strong.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy, here we go, last 3 years, they've come on really strong.
Yeah, I'm real particular about my empanadas. Yeah. Like, the dough has to be, the masa has to be just perfect, crispy, not overly done. I don't want it over doughy, and the filling has to be done
a little flaky on top.
Oh, yeah.
Little golden brown, GBD, golden brown, delicious.
Yeah, it has to be right. It has to be right. You're making me hungry.
Yeah. So after you went down to East Texas, what'd you do after that?
So I got back over here. There was a stint there that I thought I was gonna have I was going to be a millionaire. I started a company called Scooter Boogie, which was a
Scooter Boogie.
Yeah,
I like that name.
It was a delivery company. We delivered restaurant food on scooters in Dallas.
Oh wow!
And it was, for anybody who's never started a business on there, it was an interesting experiment.
Yeah.
So, and we were just talking about it on the way here.
Actually, hang on before you show it. Scooter Boogie's a good name.
Yeah.
I like the name. The name is right.
Yeah. The people that bought it from me liked it too.
Is it still around?
No, they sold it to Grubhub.
They sold to Grubhub.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, like lesson learned.
So it's still going?
No, because Grubhub was buying up all the delivery. So this is along the lines of right before Uber Eats, Grubhub, DoorDash, all that was getting big. Okay. Grubhub was coming to town, and they were buying up all the little delivery companies because they wanted the market on deliveries.
Right.
And that's cool. Had I known that,
you wouldn't have sold.
I wouldn't have sold it as early as I did. Yeah. But I will say, the beauty of it is that I didn't come out owing anything, and I didn't make a ton of money on it, but I didn't lose, and I was good. Yeah. So would I have been better off to hold off and wait? Yeah, but at the end of the day, it was a good lesson I learned about business, and do not work outside of your means, stay within your budgets, and like the lessons I learned are, like you said, experience. Yeah. It makes it great.
That's all you have.
That's all you have, man.
And you can't teach stuff like that. So a lot of stuff, and like my granddad and dad used to tell me when no, you're going to learn it. You can't learn that in school. You can't learn books. You got to go out. You got to work in restaurants. You got to work. You got to beat streets to learn that stuff.
Oh yeah. I mean every day you can't ask somebody to come work for me, whether you're doing marketing or sales or anything on the operational side, that if you've never worked in a restaurant, how do you know? How do you haven't had the experience with a guest. How do you know what a guest wants?
Right.
You haven't had the experience burning your hand.
Right.
How do you know what kind of insurance we should get our employees? Things like that. Yeah. So part of the industry is, as a whole, is everybody should believe and work and understand it,
Yeah. Put the FaceTime in.
Yeah, 100%.
100%. So how did you find Barrel and Bones?
Well,
Did Mark come knock on your door and say, "Come on"?
No, I actually worked for a Red Bull event with him. With one of his promoters knew me from Smoky Rose.
Okay.
So he said, "Come on over. We're doing this event and just need some help, and maybe you can help put it together." I think the timing was right. They were looking for that right mix. They got to the point where Barrel and Bones, and let me just go backtrack a little. Barrel and Bones, the restaurant, originally the concept was designed to be like a rib place that had different sauces.
Right.
So
Barrel and Bones.
Yeah. Whiskey. It was a whiskey bar.
Yeah.
With a rib concept, kind of like wings or whatever.
And I do love the concept. I do love the name. I always have.
It works.
Yeah.
The problem was that we weren't very I don't know if we weren't very successful, but the execution lacked a little bit.
Yeah.
And so as a whole, we came in as a team and said, okay, well, let's revamp. Let's see what we need to do. They were kind enough to let me just openly work on the menu. I worked a little bit with Chad Sessions.
Right. I know, like a year and right before COVID, right? Like before, 2 years ago?
Yeah, 2 years ago. Yeah,
I remember.
Chad came and helped me out for a little bit, and we then worked on our recipes. And, you know, he helped me out with some tips. I got the recipes together. We worked on things, and magic happened, I feel. Yeah. That doesn't happen on its own. I mean, like, the recipes are built, and the hand that builds it is great. Right. But as together, it works with my team, you know.
Yeah.
I have Derek and I have Esteban. Those guys are the consistency, you know.
Right.
None of my staff lives where they work.
Right.
None of my guys live next door. They all live 40 minutes away.
Oh, wow.
Because you got to find the right team.
Right.
It takes time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I found Mark and Dirk and started doing barrel and bones, and slowly started picking up, and COVID hit, and
boy, wham. Now I want to show something, because they've got y'all brought the whole shebang today. I want to show a video here. We can talk over it. Y'all got set up out in the parking lot, and so this is y'all's barrel and bone setup that y'all go to events or parties, whatever. Correct?
Correct. Yeah, we do a lot of caterings out of this. We do any kind of event, really. I mean, you know, if it's a wedding, if it's you name it, there's our generator, so we have plenty of power. That's the quiet one. The loud one's on the front. So.
Yeah. Whisper quiet.
Well,
that's a nice rig. They used to have another one that it wasn't functional like this one, I don't think, if I remember right. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think the other one didn't work as well as this one did. This one's great. It's basically, it has everything that we need inside.
Sure.
You know, warming cabinets, tables, fridge, everything. So we can prepare, serve everything that you need. So.
And when COVID hit, they were checking the Country Network. When the COVID hit, y'all used that rig to go out and put barbecue at different sites in Dallas, correct?
Correct. So we did a couple of things. When COVID hit, we had to get a little creative.
Right.
So we started. People couldn't come to us.
Hang on. Mark and Dirk are very creative. Yeah. they don't sit still long enough. They're gonna make something happen.
Yeah, they're making something happen right now.
Yeah, they are.
I guarantee you.
They do every day.
Yeah.
I think he sleeps at night and dreams about what he's going to do the next day, and hops up in there and runs with it.
I mean, I've gotten text messages, so I don't know if he even sleeps. Just saying.
Yeah.
But I mean, COVID hit. We had to figure out a way to get out there.
Right.
We couldn't get to people. I mean, we were fortunate enough that we got on all the tablets prior to.
Right.
So we were the last year before COVID, we got on Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub.
Oh, that was perfect.
So it was perfect for us. And,
yeah.
You know, we actually
timing.
The timing was amazing.
Man, that's perfect.
So it helped, and on top of that, we went out to breweries and we did different meal packages for families. It was $34.95. We were doing like 2 pounds of meat, 2 pounds of brisket, 2 sides, 2 family sides, and you pick it up. It was vacuum sealed. You take it home.
So y'all were helping the breweries. Mm-hmm. You were helping your brand.
Yes.
You were feeding people, which need to be, because a lot of people need at that time need to be fed. They want to get out and do something. They need to be fed.
Absolutely.
Some of them couldn't cook at home, so that was fantastic.
Yeah.
And you were you were putting barrel and bones out there for everybody to know what it was and what it's about.
Yeah, I mean, I've always said that if you try the food, you're gonna like it. Yeah. I mean, I want you to love it. I feel like I want you to love it. But I mean, that's
that passion.
Yeah, I mean, we put it into everything that we do. Like, it can be annoying to the people that work with us.
Yeah.
Because I'm back there making over their shoulders sometimes. Like, hey, did you tempt that? Did you feel that? Did you do that? But it's all worth it at the end, because you know the product that we're putting out is the product that, as a team, I want
one word, consistency.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. That's the only thing you got to worry about, consistency.
Yeah, I mean, I want it to be the best. I do. But above all, I want you to have the same food that you have on the food truck.
Yeah.
If I came to your wedding, or if you were at a nightclub where we were at, or if we were at the brewery, I want you to experience the same food, whether I made it or whether these guys made it. Man,
I had one time, Mark. I went to Bar and Bones, and they had these big old wings. I mean, they look like Tyrannosaurus Rex wings or something.
Yeah, they're called monster wings.
Oh, they still got those?
Oh yeah, we have them, and we did so well with them in the restaurant that now we actually have a virtual concept called Monster Wings.
Oh wow.
That's available on Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub.
Kind of like a ghost kitchen.
It's a ghost kitchen, but it's it's still in our control because obviously, Mark and Dirk, they have like seven different concepts.
Yeah.
So we're doing them within those concepts.
Oh, awesome. Mm-hmm. That's a cool. And how do people find that? What's the name of it?
Monster Wings Inc.
Monster Wings Inc. And can they just Google that and it comes up?
Yeah, Google up. Cool. We have a Facebook, we have Instagram, we have a website, and then if you go to any of the third-party apps, just search it.
See, it's kind of neat because I wouldn't have known that without you sitting there. So, there's so much going on in the food business now. It changes things that happen every hour, every day. So it's just until somebody tells you or informs you, it's kind of hard to know everything.
We have to get creative, man.
Oh, man.
That's it. I mean, you either sit still and we can get stale, or we got to keep growing.
Yeah, well, that's not going to happen. Not with that group.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to. You've got some food here today. We want to talk about. Mm-hmm. I want to roll your video, which production put together on some of the food you make, and this video is based on the what's it called? The brisket.
The brisket Monte Cristo.
The bourbon brisket Monte Cristo.
Oh, well, yeah. So it's a brisket Monte Cristo, and we do a bourbon butter cream sauce over the top. Yeah,
delicious.
It's kind of like you said, dessert. But it's a little mix of the rich with the sweet,
savory, little sweet, little hint of salt. I'm sure you have a brisket. Yeah.
I mean, it works. It all works. I'm hungry again. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. You're hungry again. Yeah. Where did that creation come from?
So we do brunch. We do a solid brunch every Saturday and Sunday. And we're
at the Colony.
At the Colony.
We need to help. I need to say that. Barrel and Bones in the Colony.
Yes. So. And it's a little misleading because it's on the outskirts, like at Austin Ranch. Yeah. So it's where Plano and Parkway and Windhaven meet.
Sure.
And it's kind of where Plano and the Colony meet right there. But we do a brunch every Saturday and Sunday. We started with just Sunday. And we've done really well with it. And it's a barbecue brunch. Okay. Now I do things like biscuits and gravy with the jalapeno cheddar sausage gravy. Wow. I do that, and we up it up a little bit with briskets and gravy.
Oh, man.
So we do the biscuits and gravy with the sliced brisket over the top. Then we pour some more of the jalapeno cheddar gravy over the top of that.
I love jalapeno cheddar gravy.
Oh, man.
I don't know what it is. It's not, people get scared of it if they don't know. It's not super hot.
It's not super hot.
It's just real flavorful.
Yeah, yeah. We go for flavor, yeah. So
man, it's creamy.
Yeah.
A little savory. I mean, it's just, God, it's just so delicious.
Yeah. So the Monte Cristo was born out of that. We do something called a French toast grilled cheese, which is really just a cream cheese filling that we do, a pastry filling. We do 2 pieces of French toast over the top. We put them together. That's it. Well, decided to put brisket inside of it. So we put a little brisket inside with some Monterey. Oh, yeah.
Keep creating, baby. Got to keep creating.
So it went from good to great, and then we just said, okay, we'll put it on the menu. So that's where that one came from. So. That's how
things come. So how long does it take you to create a dish? Like if you're gonna start from scratch, like when you create a dish, does it take you 5 times to get it right, 4 times?
I think it's constantly developing until somebody
consistency?
Says until it's consistent. It really is. I'll be honest with you, we probably took 2 months to get the Monte Cristo just right. Yeah. Because even now I'm like, okay, this is the way it looks. This is the way it needs. So we have books, and that's the one thing I'll say that I've learned from my past is that we have to keep consistent, like logs and books.
Man, my dad and granddad were sticklers about it. We had books in everything, every restaurant with laminated pages, and you flipped that way because people come and go, people transition in and out of the restaurants, kind of like a revolving door, and if you got that written down, it's right there. There's no excuse not to do it right unless you just don't understand it.
Yeah. And like you're right, because you can't hold somebody accountable until you tell them and show them. Right. And if you give them the tool, then that's there. And and either they're lazy and they don't want to do it right, and they'll be out of there, or they're going to do it right. And a lot of the time, you instill the power. You give them the power. Say, look what you created. People love your food. And then you give them that support, and they'll be with you, and they'll do it the right way.
What's funny is that when I first saw your video, or when I first saw the Monte Cristo, on the face of it, a Monte Cristo looks simple. And sounds simple, but in reality, it's not simple to make because you can screw it up real quick. Oh, so it's got, so the fact that you're doing 2 versions, but you're doing the brisket Monte Cristo. And
so the other one's the French toast grilled cheese, which is it's the Monte Cristo basic, because it doesn't have any of the meat in it. But It's actually just a cream cheese filling. So, but the French toast, pancakes and French toast, you can mess up really quick.
Yeah, you can.
It's like, and I tell everybody it's the same thing with tortillas.
Yeah,
you either overcook them, undercook them, or just in.
Pancakes can have one level. That's it.
That's it.
You can't go above or below. And the simplest restaurant screw up a pancake.
Oh yeah,
it's crazy.
And then the middle gets all soggy.
Oh,
like,
terrible.
Yeah. The same thing with French toast. So it's like, you can batter it, and then if your flat top's too hot, then you just got seared on the outside and gooey in the middle. You want it a little custardy. You just don't want it like runny.
Yeah.
Custard is the word.
Yeah. So your brisket. So how long did it take you to learn how to cook a brisket? I mean, in your opinion, how long did it take you to fully develop yourself to where you felt comfortable cooking a brisket all the way to the correct flavor profile that you liked?
I mean, honestly, years, but to get to the point where we have this brisket and what we're doing now, our brisket now, I feel like, is at a 90%. It's amazing. I think it's amazing. But we just got a new smoker. So the smoker, I think, is going to take us to
a big part.
It's taking us to the next level.
Yeah.
Because where we were before, the flavor's there, the texture's there. I mean, we've got it down. The one thing that it's been missing, and now we have, is that just little extra hint of smoke. Because I want a good balance. You don't want to smoke over smoky like you're smoking a cigar.
Yeah.
But you want it. But you definitely want that flavor there, and you want it when you breathe it in just a little bit, and you want to taste it when it balances with the salt, the pepper.
Sure.
And the fat, and it's just amazing.
When it rolls across that tongue, it's just like,
Oh yeah.
Have you ever had any of that brisket people put that fake smoke on? Oh my god.
Liquid smoke?
Oh
Yeah,
my
no.
God.
I can't. It's funny. Again, I can't hold them, accountable because that's all they know.
Yeah.
And people think that that's the way it is, and I'm like, well, I probably thought that too at some point, but it's been 14 years now. No, not anymore.
Well, I tell people now, if there's a bad barbecue restaurant or a bad restaurant, I don't have to report on because it ain't gonna last very long. They just don't. Bad restaurants, bad places just don't last because of social media, because of Google, because of all the food sites.
Yeah.
People just, it just won't last. It may last a year, but they're just not gonna last. They have bad food.
Yeah, I mean, people. The thing is, the beauty of it is when somebody asks whose barbecue is the best, I'm like, whoever you like. Because
that's right. It's all judgmental.
It is.
Because there's a lot of fantastic, like my list this year, I'm going to tell you, some of those guys are like the narrowest margin between each other on my list. I mean, it is, you go back a second, third time and you write the numbers down, you add them up, and it's crazy how close they all are.
Yeah.
Because they're all everybody's barbecue game is just so on point right now.
I totally agree. I
think
it
is crazy.
Yeah. I mean, you can have 50 people that love your barbecue, and you can have 50 people that hate it.
Yeah.
That's all right. You still have 50 people that love it.
Yeah.
I mean, and so it's like, it is subjective, but I think there's a lot of people doing good barbecue. The great ones, there's some great ones out there.
Yeah.
And then but who they are.
Yeah.
And that's cool.
Yeah.
And I'd like to be on that list.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Do you know what's funny to me is that, I started the barbecue list 5 years ago. I've been in the food business all my life, and it's funny because people come up to me and go, "Man, have you tried this barbecue? It is the absolute best you're ever going to have. You got to go try this place. You're not going to believe this. I wouldn't go anywhere else." And you go there, and so now it's just like because people get so passionate about their barbecue.
Absolutely.
Barbecue and hamburgers. They're passionate about those two things. Now steaks are coming on board because more people eat a lot of steaks too. But for the most part, barbecue and hamburgers, man, people just talk about those the most, absolute most right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think hamburgers, it's something that we all know. It's comfort, right?
Yeah.
It's become America's comfort food. Everywhere you go, you got to find the best burger,
Well, when you were at Smoky Rose, they made my burger list for 2 years, man, because they had y'all had a good burger there.
Listen, I'll tell you that my buddy Dave Gauthier, that was the executive chef there, he made that burger, and it was awesome. It was a double patty burger with the pickle and the mustard. Yeah, it was, to this day.
And he melted, the cheese would melt on there perfectly around the patties. It was a fantastic burger.
It was great.
Was it a potato bun?
Yeah, it was a potato bun.
Delicious.
Yeah.
I never forgot. That's how good it was. I couldn't forget
what's funny is I still use Signature Baking. Those guys, because of that bread, I still use them, and I recommend them to everyone. They're great.
To me, on a sandwich or a hamburger, the bread is one of the most essential parts of it because it makes or doesn't make the flavor profile of the burger. You know, if you have a great piece of meat and I don't care what you put in it, brisket or regular, prime, whatever, and you got good cheese, if your bun's messed up, it's not going to taste the same.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, there's different. Yeah, and I like them toasted personally.
Yeah, I do too.
I love toasted
butter and
buns.
toasted. Yeah, yeah, changes the profile.
It does, but it's so delicious.
So, we didn't talk about the cups this time. You know, I collect cups, and we always got crazy cups in here. I probably got 30 or 40 coffee cups, and I gave him the pig, since he's in the barbecue business. Not that you're a pig.
I was about to say, oh my dang.
So, what is your favorite thing at Barrel and Bones? What is your absolute favorite thing?
Lately here are tacos.
Oh, you're gonna throw them at me now, aren't you?
Yeah, man. And you know what's it's funny? It's because a lot of you ask about recipes and where they come from. We feel great about everything. Like I love our ribs are amazing. I'll put our ribs against anyone, and not as a competition, but just to say, okay, they're really, really, really good. And the ribs are great, the brisket's great, but the after effects, like the trim that we use from brisket, so that we're not wasting and we're being thoughtful,
utilizing it.
We decided to make birria tacos.
Oh, wow.
So we did the birria broth, and then I use brisket, and it falls apart, and the tortillas, again, going back to making sure that it's toasted right.
So you're not running down and buying the tortillas at Kroger then?
No. I think my family would be very mad at me if that's what we did. But.
Well, we're gonna bring some of your food in here. We're gonna start with some food here. We're gonna show everybody a video that we've made that you made of making one of your signature dishes now, and then we're gonna bring some food in. And here we are. I want y'all to look at this tray right here. Now look at this. Look at this. This is. I think Dirk or Mark sent somebody in here last night to investigate, and they measured the table because the board that you put this on is a perfect size. This table, and they would do something like that, you know. Look at this. We got the tacos, and we got the brisket Monte Cristo. I can't. This is this thing right here. This brisket Monte Cristo. You can see it right there in the front picture right there. This is the Monte Cristo right there. That thing, is it always that thick?
Yeah, always.
That is fantastic.
Yeah,
I love this.
You want to make sure that you enjoy every bite.
Man, and what kind of cheese is that?
It's Monterey Jack.
Oh my gosh, that's just absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it's got an easy melt to it, so it's really nice, you know.
So the video, obviously, we speed the video up for display purposes.
No, I make it that fast.
Yeah, yeah. You wish you made it that fast. Right. So how long did it take to make this Monte Cristo?
Well, once the prep work's out of the way, probably about 3.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just make sure that it's toasted well, and then the cheese is melted well, and then you go from there.
It looks, I mean, the brisket is moist, and this is just the presentation's fantastic.
Thanks.
Absolutely beautiful. Okay, let's talk about the tacos. Look at these tacos, guys. See these tacos right here? Look, I'm going to put this center them up right here. Look at that. Those tacos look absolutely fantastic. So
yeah, that's all brisket.
I can look at the tortillas now and tell those are going to be awesome.
Yeah. They're white corn tortillas, so they're dipped in the birria broth, and then we get that color on them. They make sure that they char them just right, like I said. So there's with tortillas, it's a secret. Not a secret, but there's really a trick to getting them just perfect.
It's that same point we just talked about. Same thing with pancakes. So it's that same point. There's a right point, and that's it. There's no if and or. It's that or nothing.
And you'll know. And I know anybody who's cooked them wrong has had to scrape the flat top because they pulled them off too early, or they used too much liquid. Or, so you're aware of it.
Is there a secret to that? Is there a secret to it?
I'll tell you, it's just like making a pancake, 100%. Like, when you make a pancake and the little bubbles start popping,
right,
and it's ready, and it's all browned, same thing with the tortillas.
Yeah.
So instead of them popping, you'll have all the bubbles on the top with a double tortilla, and then you flip it one time, and they're ready to go. So it's not like a flip. It's only...
Right.
Get it right on the one side, and then flip it over, and then you're ready to go.
And are these on the menu every day, or only certain days? Or?
They're on the menu every day. The birria tacos are not. So we do birria Taco Tuesday.
Okay.
So we'll do birria, and we'll do tacos al pastor.
Okay.
So this is made with brisket. The other one's made with rib meat.
Right. Okay. Right. So and then this is the Monte Cristos for brunch.
Monte Cristos for brunch.
Okay.
If you're nice and ask nicely, I'm sure somebody would be more than happy to go back there and make it for you. I'm always when people come out, because we get a lot of people that come from, we're in the colony, so a lot of people come from McKinney or Dallas. They'll come from wherever.
Yeah.
Then we've been fortunate, like people have started to hear about us, and they're like, okay, we're going to come try you out. And they come try us out, and I'll let you try anything. I have a sign on the food truck that says, ask me about free barbecue. And it's serious because I want you to try the food.
Yeah, that's a great marketing gimmick.
Well, yeah, I mean, but it's the truth, because it's like if you don't try it, how do you know?
Right.
And I don't want you to take the risk. I'd rather take the risk.
Right.
And I'm it's like I'm like the casino, right?
That's right.
I'm hoping the odds are better in my favor. So
I'm sure they are. You wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah.
So how long does it take? So you make your own masa and everything. You do all that
on the tortillas?
Yes.
No, the tortillas we actually get in, but they're la bandita.
Okay.
Tortilla shells.
Okay.
So they're legit. They're my favorite ones.
Yeah, they look fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not like the missions or anything.
Yeah,
like
I wouldn't think that at all.
No.
This plate just looks awesome. So what I want to do is we've got some other barbecue and stuff you brought.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna show that. We're gonna talk a little bit, and we're gonna show. I want everybody to be sure that they support local. We're still trying to get over this COVID thing.
Yes.
We've got a long way. It's going to take another year for restaurants. I think it'll take another year for restaurants to get back to where they were. Now, there are going to be some restaurants that are already back, but it's because they were able to pivot and have a lot of curb delivery, or they could just do certain things, and they were geographical set in the right position to make it work. But for the most part, it's going to be a year before the whole industry gets back to a point. So we're going to play this support local video, and then we're going to bring some of the barbecue in.
Cool.
Hi, I'm Trey Chapman, publisher of Trey's Chowdown and host of Trey's Chowdown Live, a weekly TV show and radio podcast highlighting chefs, restaurants, and deliciousness. The restaurant and service industry is in big trouble due to COVID-19, and they could really use your help. While restaurants and service operations may look normal, they are far from normal. So many restaurants, food trucks, burger spots, barbecue joints, bars, and taverns are literally going broke by the hour and might get worse. So I'm asking everyone to help out the simplest way they can, and that is to please buy and shop local. Whether you're dining in, taking out, or get delivery, you are helping out your local businesses tremendously. Mom and pop owners, chefs, restaurants, and all of our service folks will be so very thankful that you're helping in this difficult time. Oh, and be generous on the gratuity when possible. Thank you so much, and thanks for supporting local. Good. All right, we're back, and so is the food here. It's awesome. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Look at those ribs. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it. Look at this. This looks fantastic. Can we see? Look at that. Look at that. Man, look at those ribs. They have the right sheen on them. Look at that ring. Look at that brisket. I'm going to tell you something. This brisket has changed.
Oh yeah,
it's from the last time I was there. It looks fantastic.
Yeah, we changed. Like I said, it's been about almost this will be the second year. So yeah,
I mean, it's the right thickness, the sheen, the smoke ring. I mean, it looks absolutely perfect. Actually,
thanks, man.
Can't wait to try this. I can't eat during the show because if I do, it gets all on my teeth. I look like Elmer Fudd walking around.
Yeah.
So let's look at this real quick. This is your macaroni and cheese.
Correct.
And I'm gonna put it where I can see it here. That's macaroni and cheese, and then this is the green. Is that bacon? Have bacon in it?
Oh yeah, it's got bacon, onions. I mean, I will. So that saved a lot of people during the lockdown.
Yeah,
they were calling us asking for that because of just the juice from the green beans.
Yeah,
they're like, you can put that on anything. And
it looks delicious. I mean, it looks amazing.
Yeah, I love it. And I mean, it's one of my favorite things to eat.
It looks. I can't wait to try that. And then what we have here?
Oh, that's poblano cream corn.
Oh, poblano cream corn.
So yeah, we smoke the poblanos, chop them up, and then make a cream corn out of it. So
do you smoke them in your rig?
Yeah,
that's
no,
awesome.
not in the rig, but actually at the restaurant.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have a smoker in the restaurant under the hood. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, everything's smoked in house daily. That's why we are a sellout model 100%. So we've been fortunate. It's a little different. Most restaurants open at 11 and they're sold out by 3 or 4.
Yeah.
We open at 11, but the majority of our business, because we're a bar as well, happens a little later. So our sellout doesn't tend to happen until about 8 or 9.
Yeah, that's good though.
Yeah, we're producing a lot, so it's like we're very fortunate.
I saw the other day, guys opened up. He's got a new barbecue restaurant, not new, maybe a year and a half old. I'm not gonna mention names, but they're selling out like by 12:30, and people come there getting pissed. They're driving over there and they're getting pissed. I mean, you can't. I mean, you can open up at 11, but if you sell out by 12:30, you need to figure out your par situation there. You get up your par, do something because you can't. People quit coming. They're gonna get mad. They're not. If people can't stand in line for 2 hours at lunch on a Monday through Friday, they can't do that. So
well, I mean, it's a limited smoking space.
Yeah,
it's kind of depends on how many days they're open.
If you're doing that well, you need to get a smoker.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
I agree.
You don't spend your money wisely.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got here? We got is this
smoked turkey.
Yeah, I was just fixing to say I love smoked turkey.
Oh man,
boy, smoked turkey has really come on strong too.
Yeah, it used to be a throwaway.
Yeah,
kind of like and I noticed that was important to me because like I love barbecue. My wife will eat brisket now, but she wants to eat light. So a lot of the times you'll go get turkey somewhere and it's just dry.
Dry, can't eat it.
No, they don't. It's no flavor.
Why do you think they serve it with a bunch of sauce?
Yeah,
so you can get it down.
Yep. So that's why we took, like I said, we had the ribs and it had all the sauces. We're down to Alabama, the house, and the spicy, and that's it.
That's all.
Because if the meat doesn't have the flavor, I don't want to cover it up with the sauce.
Right. Well, you should. I tell people this all the time. People say, "What kind of sauce they have?" Look, if you're looking for a sauce, that's not what you need to go to that restaurant because a lot of this barbecue nowadays is taking so long to perfect, and they got quality meat. You don't need to jack it up with sauce.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the way I feel about it.
Yeah. No, I agree. But there's people that want sauce. There's still people that put ketchup on steaks.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So it's like
I saw a thing today that said if you put ketchup on steak, your citizenship ought to be revoked.
Oh no!
I saw that. But no, some people just like doing it, man. It's just part of the deal.
Yeah. No.
Okay, these ribs look absolutely. Look at the sheen on those ribs. Can y'all look at that? Look at that rib.
So those are full spares, and we do a Guinness glaze over the top of them. So
a Guinness glaze. They look beautiful.
We reduce Guinness down. Get alcohol. Get the alcohol out of there so that there's no alcohol, and then
you still got the flavor though.
It's still got the flavor.
Well, that tastes great. I just tasted that.
Yeah, it goes really good with that. The flavor on it is amazing.
Oh man, it's delicious. Yeah. This whole plate though is actually perfect because you've got the ribs, you have turkey, you've got brisket, and you have these sides. And every one of these sides people are going to love. The people and I see how much cheese you have on the mac and cheese.
It's mac and cheese. There's no and there's no gluten in there other than the pasta.
Yeah,
because we do not use a roux. I don't use anything to thicken it. There's no cornstarch. It is cheese, milk, and seasoning. And
I can tell if I pick that up, the cheese is going to stay on there. What you don't want is to pick a macaroni up and all the cheese falls off.
Correct.
Just not right. It's just not. This looks. I mean, the visual is perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Normally we put a little bit of goldfish over the top of it. But,
that's cool.
Yeah, look, some cracked goldfish crumbles. But
I like that. That's cool.
It's good.
But I tell you what caught my eye was these green beans. 'Cause I love green beans, but I noticed the sauce, the color of the sauce. I knew there had to be bacon stuff in there because those look delicious.
Yeah, they're like I said, one of our favorites, one of my favorites for sure.
I can't tell you how much the brisket, how good the brisket looks.
I can't tell you how good it tastes.
I'm gonna find out when the cameras go off. You can believe me. Everybody's be lucky if they get some, including Chris and Ron, everybody else out there. They better stay off my dadgum plate. No, it just looks fantastic. So now the chicken wings, you didn't bring those today, but y'all have chicken wings, correct?
We do have the monster wings.
Still the monster wings, right?
Yeah. Still the monster wing size.
I should have found a picture of those because I was impressed by how big those were and how good they were. Sometimes you get something that's real big, people try to do something, but those tasted good from the first time I tasted them.
So they're brined to keep the moisture inside, and then we smoke them. So they're brined, smoked, fried. That's it. Seasoned well, and then they're amazing. Like we're talking about. You don't need sauce. Yeah. Everything that we do, you're more than welcome to have sauce. Yeah. We actually sell the sauce for the wings, but if you don't need sauce. Yeah. It's all about flavor. If you can get it in the meat, and hopefully that's enough. And anybody who's had the wings will tell you don't need sauce.
Yeah. You know what? We were talking about brining. Have you been to Hellberg down past Waco, Hellberg Barbecue?
I have not.
Okay. I went down there. I didn't know who they were. I Googled barbecue restaurants all over Texas and I write them down. And I don't look at anybody else's reports before I go the first time because I don't want anything to muddy my opinion up, right? So I went in there and we were standing there. I was looking at the smell and I pulled up. Anytime I pull up in Smokers, there's a line of people. I know it's going to be good. People don't stand in line to get their ass whipped, right? So I know it's going to be good. So I went in there and I saw this. They had this chicken, half chicken. I was like, wow, but it said it was smoked. It was brined, smoked, then fried. Let me tell you something. It's the best half chicken I've ever eaten in my life. They brine it, then they smoke it, and then they fry it.
That's what we do.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So ours is exactly the same. We do.
You can't beat that flavor profile.
No, because the brine, you don't lose. You keep that moisture locked in. There's a couple of things that I don't agree with brining turkey. But chicken. Brine the chicken, get it right, and there's a couple of things with the frying. You get a little bit of that moisture from the oil, and you get that crisp skin.
But here's that's kind of like the pancake and the tortilla. You can go overboard real quick on the fryer.
Quick. So you want to make sure you get that perfect balance.
I can't wait to try that.
Oh yeah, well, we should. We didn't bring a fryer with us.
Well, you can't bring everything. It's great. What you brought was fantastic. So, if people want to find out about Barrel and Bones, you know the social media handles for Barrel and Bones?
I do. It's Barrel and Bones Austin Ranch. Also barrelandbones.com, and then our Facebook is Barrel and Bones.
Right. So. And y'all social media is good. Y'all put stuff on there, and it's absolutely fantastic. And I love Mark and Dirk. I love all their concepts. Even though this is a different concept, I want to say something about their concept at the airport because I like it. Delta Charlie.
Yes,
I like that concept.
Yeah, it's a cool concept.
Been over there twice. You get. It's really cool because especially if you've never flown in a small plane. People haven't flown in a small plane. You get to eat, and you get a plane ride around
Dallas.
Yeah, around Dallas. Yeah, and they bring you back all for one price, which is really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I mean, they get to think that you can just take a date. Yeah. And they say, hey, you want to go around Dallas in an airplane? I mean, that's pretty cool. Not many people get to do that.
No, the 2 times I was there, they also had music, so you could eat, drink, and they had music, and you get on the airplane, come back, and listen to music. It's just the whole package is just a fantastic idea.
It's a great place for dates for sure.
Yeah, do y'all get that? Delta Charlie's, look that up. Delta Charlie's, and also Barrel and Bones. Y'all get to Barrel and Bones. So, I really appreciate you coming today.
Thanks, Trey. Appreciate it, man.
I appreciate having you. I'm glad I met you. I'm glad you're at Barrel and Bones for Mark and Dirk and the whole team over there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited for you, and I'm excited to try this food. I can't wait. Hey, do y'all have anything special coming up, by the way? Barrel and Bones?
So we do. We're actually opening up our second store.
Oh, good. Where's that going to be?
Downtown Carrollton.
That's something you should have told me about.
Yeah.
Downtown Carrollton. Okay, that's going to be awesome.
So, our grand opening is going to be May 1st.
May 1st.
We might have a little soft opening in between there, but just keep an eye out. Just get on social media, and we'll definitely.
I'm sure hope I know somebody. I'm sure hope I get a little invite from somebody to that deal.
I don't know. You might. You have Dirk's number, right?
yeah, Mark. That's great. Okay, so that's going to open May 1st, and where is it downtown? Is it actually in downtown?
It's 1011 Main Street. It's on the corner of the new apartment buildings over there.
Okay.
So it's right under the bridge and kind of catty corner to Three Nations. So,
awesome.
But if you've ever been to Twisted Root, we're right across the street.
Oh, perfect. At least is Twisted Root still open there?
I think they just reopened it.
Okay, good, because they closed some of them.
They did, but they just reopened it.
All right, guys. So I want y'all to be sure and go to TreyChapman.com. Check out everything we've got. A restaurant guide. We have a barbecue guide. Our new blog's coming out. Going to drop in a week or two for the best barbecue in North Texas and beyond, including Houston, Austin, southern Oklahoma. Can't even say it. Waco area. I'm excited about that. I'm excited Fox 4 is taking on the sponsor this year. I want y'all to also try Barrel and Bones. The Colony's not that far. You can check it out. Check out our new worldwide show again with Derek Upton that dropped last week. It's awesome. It's on our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that. I want to thank y'all for watching. We'll see you again next week. Same time, same bat channel. www.treyschapman.com. Leo, thank you, buddy.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate it, man. All right. See y'all next week.